I'm at the movies and I'm here to see Dog Man. It's a spin-off in ways, I guess, to the Captain Underpants movie that came out in 2017, which I revisited last night. I enjoy that movie. It's fun, it's silly, it does its job. The trailer for this one looked fun. Pete Davidson also does the voice of the cat villain in this movie. I'm not expecting too much out of it. I'm just here for a solid, fun experience. And I have a feeling I'm gonna get it. That's what I'm hearing so far. Is it any good though? Let's find out. That was a nice, wholesome family movie, like I expected it to be, but it was also like one of the most unserious family animated movies that I've seen. Like, way more slapstick than Captain Underpants ever had. I don't think this was as good as Captain Underpants because there's only so much you can do with a protagonist that doesn't speak because it's a dog man. But because of that, Pete Davidson absolutely carries. This movie is about the freak accident that takes place between a cop and his dog. An explosion happens and the surgeons decide, instead of just letting them pass on in peace, how about we just do some amalgamation and put the dog's head on the man's body. Dog Man becomes the icon of this unnamed city and becomes arch rivals with Petey, the evil cat, played by Pete Davidson. Petey makes all of these machines to try and stop Dog Man because he can't stand Dog Man always putting him in cat jail, even though he's always escaping from cat jail. He then comes up with a plan to clone himself, but instead of an actual full-on clone, it's like a clone version of himself, but as a little kitten. The kitten, of course, is vulnerable and very innocent, so he takes a liking to Dog Man and all of the good and do-gooding. There's also an evil mech fish and a bunch of buildings that come to life. It's a very bizarre animated movie. But I had a solid time with this one, especially since I was also the only one in the theater. That happened twice this week. For this, as well as Wolfman earlier this week. Granted, that one's been out a few weeks now. I do like the art style, though, and the animation. It's done in twos, similar to the animation of something like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish or Into the Spider-Verse or Mutant Mayhem, which I think definitely works well for this style. Captain Underpants was very fast-paced, and this one is too, but you can tell the animation is done a lot differently. It's got a more like claymation feel to it, which I really admire. I think this one is worth seeing in theaters. If you got kids, you know, you want to bring them to this, definitely do so. I'm not too familiar with the books as it was a bit past my time. I'd only read maybe the first Captain Underpants book, if I even finished the whole thing. Honestly, I don't even remember. Dog Man was started in like 2016 and I was in high school by then, so it was definitely not really on my radar. What do you think of Dog Man? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you haven't already, feel free to hit that follow button for more content surrounding movies, and I'll see you soon.